Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. This video will be entitled, Those Who Are Sealed with the Knowledge Will Escape Judgment. Okay, and that knowledge is being this truth, all right, what we teach. Okay, the prophets here of Great Millstone. All right, okay, that knowledge, it will be, that the ones who will receive it, okay, will be in the elect. Okay, will weaken their minds, and be sealed in their foreheads, and this is what the truth is doing. Okay, the others who don't have that, who not sealed with that knowledge, being the 2/3, okay, the wicked of our people, okay, and who will accept, okay, Esau, okay, and his ways, will be destroyed, okay, in this judgment what coming on this place. All right, so this is what it is here. The election, the remnant, is the ones who preserved, from the beginning, to get this knowledge, this truth, to this generation here now. Okay, will receive this, and receive salvation. Okay, be exempt from judgment. Okay, the non-elect, okay, being the wicked of our people, the 2/3, okay, the unbelievers, they will get judgment. Okay, on this time here, the Lord is not dealing with the whole nation. All right, okay, the Lord is only saving and remnant. So I'll start off with this precept here. Lord's willing, this video will be edifying unto the elect. This is Revelation 1 verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. Okay, these are the angels, who have the winds, holding back the winds, who the Lord's assigned, to holding back these winds, which is the nuclear destruction. All right, it says holding the 4 winds of the earth. Okay, the 4 winds are the nuclear destruction, that the winds should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor nor on any tree. Okay, the people of the earth. All right, verse 2, it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And this truth right now is doing the sealing. Okay, the ministry going out to the 4 corners of the earth, okay, sealing the elect in their minds. Okay, and also could double up as a stumbling block, for the ones who the Lord do want. All right, but this is what this truth is doing, is gathering, the servants, okay, of the Lord, the election. All right, the ones who will accept the word, of the Lord, accept this knowledge, this truth, okay, and they'll have that protection, from these perilous times. Okay, the judgments what's going to come on the earth, and ultimately the lake of fire. All right, okay, the winds that are going to blow on the earth, the ultimate judgment for this place. Okay, America, Babylon the Great. All right, the whole. So this is what it is here. All right, so the word is sealing, okay, the elect. Okay, the Rakah Kodash will sup, okay, with the remnant. Okay, I'll get this is Amos 9, start verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay, the sinful kingdom is Israel, the nation of Israel. All right, but now it could represent, this um this wicked place, that we are in, ultimately, America. All right. Okay, as prophecy um says that, Babylon the Great, okay, the whore in Revelation, that's the sinful kingdom. The Lord have his eyes on the sinful kingdom, and which Jake, okay, who in there, uh um who doing iniquity. Okay, judgment is about to reign, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Okay, those nuclear missiles are coming, the ultimate judgment. Okay, that I will not saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. Okay, that saving there will be the elect. Okay, the Lord, they will be preserved and saved. They will receive mercy. Okay, accept the whole some of the truth. Okay, these names. Okay, what we be preaching. Okay, and be saved, be delivered. All right, the rest gonna be destroyed. Okay, the ones who do iniquity. Verse 9, it says, For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. This word is doing the heavy lifting, going out through the earth, through the unicorn. Okay, sifting, Israel. Okay, and revealing the elect, sealing them in their foreheads. Okay, with this truth. Okay, this is what it's doing, and it making them known. Okay, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. The least is the elect who will remain, stay. You know, who will be who will, stay humble, be humble by the truth, and and accept it. Okay, you know, okay, the faithfully. Okay, they will accept it. All right. Okay, and the truth will always find the elect at the end of the day. Okay, because it was determined. Let me just get this precept here. This is Second Timothy 2 and verse 19. It says, Nevertheless, the foundation of power standeth sure. Okay, the elect, the 144,000. Okay, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of a Mashiach depart from iniquity. Okay, these are the ones who gonna be sifted and remain, stay away from iniquity. Okay, the rest gonna fall on the earth, gonna be destroyed along with this earth. What we in here ruled by Esau, along with Esau. All right, you know, this devil is the end of the earth, and they're gonna go down with him. So this is what it is here. So this truth is sealing them in their mind, and prepping them for mercy, in times of judgment. All right. Um. Okay. Let me just continue reading here. I'll read over verse 9. It says, For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least of the grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Okay, they're gonna die by the sword. Okay, go down with this earth. You know, be destroyed by those, nuclear missiles, those ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, the ultimate judgment to come, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Okay, who stay into those are the ones, okay, the 2/3 who stay into the religion, okay, Christianity, and various roots, okay, of wickedness of Esau's religion, unbelievers, atheists, you know, the wicked of our people, who won't accept, the Lord, and his son, okay, and this truth, what the prophets be preaching, okay, and will rely on themselves, and on Esau. And they're gonna, at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna, go down with the wicked. Okay, when this system, this MOTB system, come into place, they're gonna take it and go down to destruction, to woe. All right. Let me bring this here. This is Psalms 1 125 and verse 3. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous. Okay, the rod of the wicked is the destruction of Esau Edom. Okay, you know, who rule the earth. That's the wicked. Okay, they're gonna be this time here. All right, the age is going down. Okay, so for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity, unto sin upon sin. And this is what the rest of our people, the two-thirds of our people, the rejected, will do. Okay, they heard this truth and they still will receive, you know, they still want to, they will prefer, okay, Esau, okay, and his ways, than the Lord. Okay, and what the men of the Lord are teaching. Okay, and the rod of the wicked will rest on them. Okay, read the NLT. It says the wicked will not rule the land of the godly, for then the godly might be tempted to do wrong. And the wicked at the end of the day, Slakia, the wicked is ruling the earth. All right. Okay, and the ones who will be tempted, to do wickedness, okay, they're gonna go down in judgment with along with the wicked, being Esau. Okay, Esau is the end of the world. All right. Okay. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 4. It says, I will also choose their delusions, okay, and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. Okay, they didn't choose you know, to hear, or to do, the will of the truth what we preach in. Okay, our word, the Lord's word, really. Okay, the mouth of the Lord, which is the prophets. Okay, but still rather to do evil. All right, to put forth their hand to iniquity. So the Lord gonna send these delusions, okay, like, taking that MOTB, okay, that will be like the opposite of this truth being the seal, the mark of exemption, that will be the mark of what? Destruction at the end of the day. So this is what it is here. So this will be this will be the end for the wicked or people. This is their future. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna bring this out. This is Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, first that mark is is a spiritual mark. Okay, just like in Revelation 7 and 1 that I read. Okay, which is the sealing of this knowledge, this truth. Okay, this gonna keep you. That's the exemption from judgment. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so like if the noise in the background, um, and the Hebrew word for it will be the thawa. This is what we teach. Okay, that this is what this mark going into, which is exemption from judgment. All right, I'll just go into that word mark interlinear here. Um, let's see. Right. Okay, it says this is the outline of biblical usage from the Blue Letter Bible. It says desire, mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay, check out that word exemption.
Exemption.
The act of freeing or state of being free from an obligation or liability imposed on others. That obligation, that liability is judgment was, coming, what the Lord gonna bring on the earth, for the wickedness, of the wicked and the wicked of our people. Okay, they're gonna be freed from that, immunity. Yeah, they're gonna be immune to the perils what coming. Okay, the men of the Lord and the 1/3. Okay, you know those will not be us. All right. Okay, it says exclusion. Okay, they're gonna be excluded from judgment. The process of excluding or the state of being excluded. Release. Okay. Um. Okay. Relief. Absolution. Okay. Favoritism. Okay, this will be Lord favorite. The election. All right. So just go back here. So it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, the prophets, verse 5, it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. As again, this is the 2/3 of our people, the masses of our people. They're gonna get destruction, and judgment. They're not gonna want to, accept this truth, and they're gonna go down the path of destruction, to judgment. All right, verse 6, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Okay, that's a covering from judgment. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so the Lord starting from the men who in the truth, to prove that, the ones who, for him, okay, and ready for the truth, devoted them, and then, to them. All right. Judgment must begin at the house of the Lord. This is First Peter 4 and verse 17. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of power. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? Okay, heavy judgment, the ones who didn't accept, who, disobeyed, anyway, still, go along with Esau ways. Okay, what's gonna be the end of them? Okay, verse 18, it says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved. Okay, because a lot of our people are gonna die, with this judgment was coming. Okay, gonna barely have, righteous, and only the righteous gonna be the righteous who, remain in Yahweh Shem Shai would be the elect. Okay, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Okay, they're gonna appear in judgment in that lake of fire. All right, this is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. Okay, the time of the end. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble. This is the judgments would come in, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, and that would be the elect, the remnant, the ones who stayed, stand stiffly. All right, who didn't be offended of this truth. All right, verse 2 it says, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." Okay, this will be as the Yahushai comes. All right, verse 3 it says, "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament." Okay, the wise will be the elect. Okay, who sealed, in their foreheads with that spiritual mark. All right, with that knowledge. Okay, that the men of the Lord teaching. Okay, the teachers teaching. Right. It says, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. So this will be the 144,000 and the elect. All right. Okay, so Lord's will in this video was edifying. All right, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, Wa Abad Babal, and Shalom.